Welcome back. Today there were some visitors here. I shared the photographs on Facebook. I met them after a decade. More than that, actually. She is a dancer, a professional dancer. In fact, a dance teacher in US. And she came with her parents. So I've not met them from a very, very long time. But sometimes when I don't know, is it about me or is it about the way we connect or is it about them, that when you meet some people, though it's been so long, it doesn't feel like it's so long, right? Does it happen with you? So the morning I was busy because of that, and then the usual thing, and I did not get into the bed today in the afternoon, and I feel so good because of that. Let me take you inside. I tried to bring you inside because there was some disturbance outside, so today we do the video inside. It's been so long you have not seen me inside, right? Today, look at my hair. Yesterday somebody asked me, you tie it all the time in the middle partition and you don't do any other style for your hair. It's not like that. I do a lot of different styles, but I don't know, that seems easy for me, just to leave your hair in the middle and do nothing about it. So today, for a change, I've done it like this. How does it look? It's heavy for me here. Very, very heavy. I get a headache if I tie it like that for a long time, all the time. So for a while I will tie it like this and then I remove it. Okay, so I was telling you, whenever I bring you inside, it's totally different feeling. You get to talk on something really meaningful when you're inside. I mean, unlike when you're outside, there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of things to look at, like a child who is standing outside. And when you are in school and the teacher takes you outside, you remember how it was? It was so good. I was the happiest whenever the teacher took us outside for a class. For whatever reason, she would just say that today the classes are going to happen outside, and then you go outside and a lot distracted. You have so many things to admire and to look at. So most of your time goes in looking around. So it's the same thing when you're outside. You have to focus on so many things other than just making a video. So that's the difference, basically. My head is aching tying like this. I'm going to remove this. And another thing is that it's hitting to the wall all the time. And that's not comfortable at all. Okay. So how is your day going? Today is Friday, which means tomorrow the weekend starts and it's time for a podcast. This time I'm not doing a podcast. It's going to be a song. The stress is very, very loose fitting. I don't know for what reason. What's wrong with the dress? I have no idea at all, but it's loose a lot, all the places. You can just put a button here so that it stays like that. Anyway, so that's how it is. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? How was it yesterday after the election results were out, and whichever party that you support, if you are not interested totally in politics, it's a different matter. But if you have any kind of interest in politics, then it matters for you that a party wins and to read about. So that's what I read about today a lot. From morning, I was reading about how a party can win in a state for more than 27 years. How is it possible? Just think about it. How does it happen? So when I was thinking about that, I also thought about the Modi factor. As we all know, how can one leader stay in a position for so many years and still be liked by the public and the people? And not about liking trustworthy. That is it. That's a factor. How can people trust a man for so many years? It's very difficult to retain your position, not your position, but your factors of likability, and to get the trust of people. It's very difficult. So they say a lot of Modi factor plays in the results of the elections, and that's the reason Gujarat has won. And obviously it's true, but how is it possible? Just think about it, and then you get the answer. Whether you are in a senior position where you have to deal with a lot of people, subordinate status, and you have to work with them, how do you manage that? I mean, beyond 6-7 years, it's very difficult to retain that trust of people, and to be. I don't want to use the word likable, but what is the other word you can use? So you don't have to be liked by everyone, to work with them. It's not because it's not a personal relationship I'm talking about. Though in a professional relationship, you do need some extent of personal touch, but it's not all about the same thing. It's not all the same factors of personal aspects or attributes that matter. In a professional relationship, I think what matters is you need to be trusted by people. You need to know that as a boss or as a leader or as a superior, whatever you say is with an eye on the benefit for the team, or they need to trust you so that they obey you, because obedience by fear is not going to work in the long term, and we don't want it as well, isn't it? So we know how difficult it is to manage people. Everybody knows it, though you're not employed, though you don't have to deal with that, but we know how difficult it is to manage anybody, for that matter. It's not managing to get along with people as well. It's difficult, right? So when we talk about that, just imagine how can one person stay in the same leadership position for so long and still be trusted for so many years. What could be the reasons? Have you ever thought about that? What could be the reason? So that's one thing that struck me yesterday after the election results. And though we say it's a simple thing, it's not as simple as that. There's something like a lesson that it gives. What in him could be that reason? What in him could be those reasons, we can say. It's not just one reason, there are many reasons. What could be those reasons? I don't know. I know it, but I'm not going to share it here. But you have to think it for yourself. So that was yesterday after the elections. So today when I tried to go through the current affairs, it was all about news reading. It was all about Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh, where Congress has won by a very, very, bare minimum percentage between BJP and Congress, right, in Himachal. I was not interested in politics at all for a very long time. So when I stayed in PG, some of the roommates that I had in my PG, they used to tell me, don't talk to me politics, I'm not interested in politics. And I could understand what they meant, because there was a time I was not interested in politics at all. But then, it is not the way things has to be, because unless you have a lot to do with politics, it's not going to help the nation to improve, isn't it? So the youngsters must know what politics is about. And I think to a large extent things have changed, and now it's not like how it used to be before. Now people know. There was a time when we said that politics was all about corruption and a lot about money making, and that's it. But see, for that matter, every job every profession, in some ways, it's about money making, right? It's about that. Whatever service, you have to do service. From one side, you have to be making some money. You need money so that you can do some service, right? Otherwise you can't do. So you can do one. I mean, service is of different kinds. One is based on humanitarian basis, which anybody can do, which can be by with regard to kindness. But otherwise it has to be like you need to be having some money so that you can help somebody else in some ways, right? So what I believe is that there has to be a flow of money from one side so that you know how much can you keep away for service, how much can you give away for charitable works. You need to know what you are earning so that you can spend a part of that for other things. Unless you have an idea of how much you are earning, you cannot get into service. So I have always wanted to do a big deal of service, but I have just kept myself on hold for me. So today inside, when you sit, this is what happens. Everything is serious because probably so, because you can concentrate more on what you want to speak about. It's different. Unlike when you're outside, you have so much of distractions, as I said, right? So what is coming up after elections? Now you're looking forward to the swearing-in ceremony of the chief minister. Apart from elections, you also have football happening. Some people are interested in football. And now you have the quarterfinals. I don't watch any of the matches because it's at night. Today it seems there are two interesting matches at night, but the next day I make it a point to read through it and go through what happened and the highlights of it. I like that. So though I'm not watching it, probably in 2026 I'll be watching. It happens every 4 years, right? So last year when it happened, the World Cup, I was in Bangalore and I couldn't watch it or read about it as well. But this time at least I do read in the morning to know what has happened. So it's different. So what have you been doing? Did you like the sari thing yesterday? How was it? So when I went to the tailor asked me, where did you go wearing sari? I said, I went nowhere. She said, you should go outside. Why are you staying inside the house all the time? Go outside, go to places. That's how life is, I know that, but the time has not come. When the time is right, I'm going to go outside and things are going to be different. It's not like I want to stay inside all the time. I told you how much I love traveling and going places, whether it is solo. I like solo traveling as well, or with the right kind of people. I love doing it, but there's the time has not come. Okay, that's it. So until then, we just have to push ourselves, and it just happens. And we move forward. This is how we do it. Okay, we all have our own way of doing things. This is very loose and I don't know what to do about this. It's not like I've lost any weight. No, I've not lost any weight because I've gained some weight, but some dresses are not my fit, and the worst part is you don't know what to do about it. So that's how it is. I'll be back tomorrow outside and we will talk about something else. Okay, it was so nice to meet them today, and I've shared the photographs and I really liked it. So she said that the photos that you take will always remind you that we had met and you will remember me. I said, of course I will remember you because I keep things in my memory. Finally in everybody's life there is a portion when we all have to live with memories. So the best thing is if you have a good memory, they say. Don't ever lose your memory. Don't. Whether it reminds you of the bad things or the bad events or the good ones. Finally, we all are left with just memories, and it is there. It is unavoidable in everybody's life. So So don't forget that. So these photographs, and sometimes we even forget that the photographs. Maybe you even lose them, but then the time when you had taken them, you don't lose it. It remains with you always. So that's it. So we close it on this note, wishing everybody well. And when you wish well to others, good things happen to you. Yeah, I'm telling you. So try to wish well for others. Even wishing well for others works good for you. So just make a note of that, and wish people well, whoever it is. When we wish well to others, it brings good to us. So if you have some kind of aversion towards somebody, what I do is, I frame it in a positive way. I don't wish anybody bad. I don't say that let bad things happen to them. I never do it, because when you do that, bad things come to you. You are taking a part of what you're wishing for others, and we don't want that. So as a lawyer, in the sense, that is my background. So what we do well is we frame things better. We just frame it in the right way. So you can frame your wishes and your anger in such a way that you don't wish anybody bad. At the same time, you don't have to tolerate what you don't want to. That's how it is. So put it in a way that you don't gain any kind of negativity out of it. It has to be positive, because whatever you give others, a little of it comes to you. So when you wish others well, good comes to you. When you wish others evil or ill, it comes to you. So what do you want? You want to wish others well, right? Because you want good things. You don't want to have a lot of bad things. Don't you think so? Simple as that. Okay. So I'll be back tomorrow. This is pretty long.